Man, come here for a second. Let me holler at you real quick.
What's up, man? What's going on?
I know you grown and you can say whatever you want to say,
Yeah, true.
but I just want to take a minute and share with you. I don't want you out here looking crazy, looking silly about things you may say to people or things you're doing. So I wanted to talk to you for a sec.
Sure, what's going on? What's happening?
As a Christian, there are a few things that you should absolutely,
Yeah, this is getting out of hand.
positively, without question,
Some of y'all are doing a little bit too much.
should not be saying to people. Stick around today on the channel as we discuss the top 4 things that Christians should not be saying. Stay tuned. What is going on, YouTube, and welcome back to Faith Like That, a Christian ministry that is dedicated to helping you live that clean life for Christ and live that life abundantly, and to not just have faith, but have applied faith working in your life. I'm so glad to have you back here with us. If you have not done so already, please connect with us. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon so you know when our videos are coming out. Also, we're on Instagram. We would love it if you would make your way over to Instagram and connect with us there. We would love to see you in both places. All right, so today on the video, again, we're talking about things that Christians should not say. In today's time frame, the year 2020, people feel the freedom to say things to people that they probably should never be saying, or in a previous time, in the good old days as we call it, people usually didn't talk about or tell other people. To add to it, we now have the internet and social media where people are allowed to say things without ever saying who they really are, you ever even seeing their face, and they could be very, very mean, very crass, very open, and very hurtful about the words they use. And they'll say things to you that they probably would never have said to you that they would have said to your face. So it's important as a Christian that you know about the things you should be saying and you shouldn't be saying, not just to say that we need to protect Christianity from people so that we look better, but that as a person, that as you're saying these things, the way it makes you look as a person to other people is it makes you look negative or as not the best person. And as a Christian, one thing you're supposed to be doing is being able to minister to people and share that gospel and make disciples. And pretty much that main purpose is to be calling out people from among them. And it's hard to call out people from among them unto God and unto Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit if they don't like you. I wanted to take a moment to do this video for you today because there are some things that you really just should not be saying to people. And I know there's probably other videos to talk about the 10 things that you should not be saying and what those things are. But today I want to have an approach that's sort of like a category of things you shouldn't say. Not to say this phrase, that phrase, this phrase, that phrase, because that list could kind of be a little bit long and we could be here for a while. But I just want to put you in the mindset that, hey, there's certain types of things that we say that I want you to know about that we should probably steer clear of and refrain from telling people, or at least telling them in the way that I'm going to refer to today. Now, if you think about it, I'm pretty sure at some point in your life, someone has said something to you that has rubbed you the wrong way.
You bet.
That has made you feel bad.
Oh, definitely.
Or upset you about not what they said or probably how they said it.
Oh yeah, I've been hot by some of the things that people have said to me, especially at church.
You got it, especially at church. Sometimes at church, people say things to people that they really mean well, but they probably could have said it in a better way, have been nicer to say it, have been a little bit more loving. But if you think about the times people have said things to you that weren't exactly the best thing to say to someone and it made you feel bad, do you think that you would like to make someone else feel like that? I'm pretty sure you don't. So I wanted to do this video to make sure that we're taking the time to consider other people, not only their well-being as we share with them the gospel so we can talk about eternal security and saving their souls, but making sure that we can build that relationship and not tear people down and make them feel terrible when we do that. So today on this channel, we're discussing the top 4 things that a Christian should not be saying to people. But also, if you stick around to the end of the video, I'm going to share with everyone the number one thing that other people should consider and stop doing as it relates to Christians. Number one, the first thing that Christians should stop saying to people is they should stop repeating things they have heard other people say, all those inspirational quotes or motivational sayings that you heard and you thought sounded really good. And so you start saying it to other people too, but you really don't know what it means. So you should stop saying that. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, here are a few examples.
God helps those who help themselves.
What does that even mean? And even if we thought we understood it, tell me where that verse is in the Bible.
God will never put on you more than you can bear.
Yes, I know it sounds real good that God is this great person and he's not going to put more on you than you could bear, but who is the determiner of what you can bear? And as people who should be grown, shouldn't we decide to take on more than we have to grow ourselves, to push ourselves and stress ourselves? So in actuality, the best thing to do is to put, even if it is just a little bit more on ourselves than we can actually bear.
Let go and let God.
And I know it sounds really good, and man, it even rhymes. It rhymes. But again, where do we see that in the scripture? The Bible does say that his yoke is easy and his burden is light, but still there is a yoke and there is a burden. That phrase makes it seem like this is all a cakewalk and you just say, hey, look, no hands. You let God handle everything or you don't do anything.
That everything happens for a reason.
I would say that everything does happen for a reason. There's a cause and effect, there's an action and a reaction, but just because it happened doesn't mean we can put all those reasons on God and those are God's reasons. Some of the things that happen because of choices and decisions we make that didn't have anything to do with God, and we're suffering because of choices and decisions we make, and it's just. These are the phrases I'm talking about that people say and have been saying for a while. And when people hear these sayings and they start repeating them to other people, if someone were to actually question you and push you on these sayings, you have no theological or scriptural evidence to back up these things that you're saying or even an understanding. So sometimes we should just stop saying these things because we don't understand them and they're not scriptural or contextual for the Bible. Now, there's other things we could say, and to make sure that you're saying the right thing, you should look in the Bible and see what you could say to support your theories and your claims about how you're helping people, what you're telling them about God in faith. Now, if you're in a situation and you don't know what exactly to say, maybe you should just say anything, or you should tell people like, you know what, I really feel for you. I don't know how it feels in this situation, but I want to be here for you and tell you that I couldn't even imagine what you're going through right now, but I want to be there for you. The second thing that Christians should stop saying is stop saying things that you really don't mean.
Hold on, what do you mean by stop saying things I really don't mean? I usually mean what I say.
Hold on, let me show you. I'm glad you asked. Check this out. There's times where you hear people say things and do things, you hear these stories, and people are going through hard times, and a lot of times I hear all these stories and then I hear people say, you know what, I'm going to pray for you.
And you've told somebody that you're going to pray for them, but you yourself haven't prayed this week or last week or the week before, and you usually don't pray at all. But you are a Christian, but you don't have that practice. But you told them that you would pray for them to kind of get them off of your back and to get out of the situation, but you aren't really going to pray for them.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. You tell people things you really don't mean, that you're going to pray for them, that this is what that you're going to do this thing for them and you're going to believe God for it. And we give people these answers as a sort of way of getting out of situations and conversations and bringing things to a close. But in all actuality, we've told them something that we really don't mean, and we've sort of put ourselves in a position where we've told a lie. So if you're not the kind of person who prays for people or even prays for yourself or prays daily, I'm not knocking you on that or saying you're a bad person or a terrible Christian. I think that's something you could work on, you can grow, and there's always time until the end to make sure that you're building that relationship with God, and prayer is a great way to do that. But if you're not the kind of person who prays, don't tell someone that you're going to pray for them, knowing that you're not going to pray for them. The third thing that Christians should stop telling people is they should stop telling people these judgmental phrases and sayings.
All right, now I know you're going to give me an example.
Sure am. So check this out. that we should stop telling people they're a sinner or what they're doing is a sin or they're going to hell. What does it benefit you to come up to somebody and say, hey,
you're doing that, that is a sin?
I have experienced people do that to me in my life, not as a Christian mostly, but when I wasn't living the life I'm living now and had that relationship with God, and I was doing things that weren't highly thought of in the Christian community, and people would come up and tell me that this was a sin, that was a sin, I was wrong for this, but they never did it in a tactful way, they never did it in a caring way that would build me up and build a relationship, or they never did it in a way that would foster a discipleship situation to grow me past what I was doing into something that I should do. So if you're going to share something like that with someone, if you're going to say that, hey, this isn't right, you shouldn't be doing that, you should do it with love and kindness in a way that you can build them up and not tear them down. Like if we look into the Bible and we look at what Paul told his sons in the ministry, Titus and Timothy, he told Timothy that you should not rebuke the man in the church openly. Because if you rebuke somebody openly, that is going to cause a rift between you and there's going to be some feelings.
People are going to catch feelings about that.
You can't rebuke anyone openly for what they're doing. But as a brother and with love and someone you want to stay around and to stick around and to be a part of your life, to have a relationship with and to be a part of the church, you have to take them to the side and say, hey man, can I talk to you for a sec? Now, I did kind of see this and I wanted to tell you this because I really care about you. In the Bible, I did read, it says this. So that's something that I don't think you should really be doing, but is there a way that I can help support you to show you where it says that at? And maybe I can help you plan and find another way to accomplish what you've been doing or to kind of fill that void in your life or to kind of be there to support you. I still really care about you, man. I still love you and I just want to see you do right and to be well. That is a lot different than from telling somebody, hey, you're a sinner, what you're doing is a sin and it's wrong, you need to get your life right. The fourth thing that Christians should stop telling people, or they should stop telling themselves on this one, is they should stop with the self-limiting talk and phrases, the negativity that they put on themselves and is limiting them in their faith and their belief, because life and death is in the power of the tongue, and what you believe will come to pass. That's not just the good things, but also the bad things.
Come on out with the example. I already know you're about to do it.
Oh yeah, I'm about to do it. Check this out. Here's the first one.
I know everybody's out here, but I just can't do it. I can't live that way. I can't go there. I can't build that business. I can't fix this relationship. I can't. You know, I really hope that I can one day live that life, and I hope this relationship is going to go well. I hope. I have a wish, and I wish things were different. I wish we could fix it. I wish I could drive that kind of car. I wish I can live this kind of place or have that kind of relationship with my wife. Or, here's a really good one. Now, every time I come in here, something bad happens to me. I just know it's about to happen to me. I'm going to fail this test. I know they're going to catch me speeding. I know it's about to happen to me, and it always happens to me. Why do I always have bad luck? God, why me?
All those self-limiting phrases and talk are really big for Christians, and not just for Christians. We see people speak that way all the time, Christian or non-Christian alike. But the self-limiting phrases are really bad for you, and we just put this kind of thought process and idea and belief into the atmosphere, and we speak it out of our subconscious, and now it's here. And think about this. What if every phrase that you spoke, good or bad phrase, whether you meant it or not, was something like a prayer? And if I really believe this thing, then it's going to come to pass, because the Bible says that if we had faith the size of a mustard seed, that we could tell a mountain to move when it would move. So at the same time, if we have faith that we won't be able to do something, that we can't do something, that it's not going to happen for us, so we just have a hope for it. We don't have a faith for it, we have a hope for it, or we have a wish something that's sort of magical and whimsical that may or may not happen, but you get it from a genie or something like that, that these wishes and these hopes don't always come to pass, and we have them and we hold them, but they usually don't come our way. That kind of talk and this kind of thinking is really self-limiting to who you are. So if you do have faith for it, it's a good chance that you can have it, that you can get there, you can build that business, you can have that relationship, you can have that sort of life, you can be the kind of winner you want to be, who has great things happen to them. But a lot to do with that is about the way you think and the way you talk. And your perspective is so important. You have to have the perspective to see the lesson, to see the good in things, and to have that positive disposition, and to keep that positive thought and mind frame that things are going to come your way, and they will. All right, so those are 4 things that Christians should stop saying, as I talked about at the beginning of this video, that I was going to share with you at least one thing that other people should consider and stop doing when it comes to Christians, and that is looping all Christians together to say Christians do this, Christians say that, Christians live this kind of way. But Christians doesn't mean that we all do it or we are all that kind of thing. We are all believers and have faith, but that does not mean that we can say a Christian did that and we're all that way, we're all the same way. So there's people who are very closed off to speaking with us, to having this relationship with us, or they just come in having these thoughts and these feelings toward Christians when they hear you're a Christian from the jump. And that kind of hurts the relationship. You could have a relationship with a Christian that is a great relationship, that is beneficial for you both, that builds you both up, and it makes you look differently at faith and the kingdom and God. But you won't have that if you already come in believing all Christians are this way. So other people should consider Christians as individuals who do believe in God and have this relationship with Him through their experience. And every Christian's experience is not the same. So you need to take time as a person to hear from this person about their experience and why they believe what they believe. And you might learn something that could positively impact your life and benefit you. So I just wanted to say thank you for coming and spending time with me today as we talked about some things that Christians should not say. In that, I don't want to beat anybody over here or be legalistic or tell anyone they're wrong for saying these things. I just really want you to look the best in front of people and not come in offending anybody, and for you to be effective in your work of sharing the gospel, of building these relationships, of discipling people and sharing your light and letting that light shine without offending people and people not liking you because of the way you speak to them and the things you say. So I want you to be mindful of these things you say. Take some time and consider, hey, am I doing one of these things? Because if you are, it's easily fixable, and you can correct and you can come at people in a very different way, and they'll be a lot more receptive. If you have not done so already, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, hit the like button on this video if you did enjoy the video. Make your way over to Instagram and connect with us there. Once again, thank you for coming out and spending some time with me today, and we'll see you around.